He had never been a sleepwalker or suffered from nightmares or anything like that. He'd been just a normal kid until he had gotten sick. A crazy, contagious strain of mono, the kissing disease, had run rampant through the halls of his high school. Kids had been dropping like flies. He hadn't even really given it a second thought because the last girl he kissed had been at summer camp when he was 13. Well, as it turned out, mono could also be spread by sneezing and coughing, and the next thing he knew, he was quarantined to his bedroom, sicker than he'd ever been in his life. He missed almost an entire semester of his sophomore year, and in the Thunderdome society that was the modern American high school, that was like being gone for a decade. He had been struck down with the teenage version of the plague, and he didn't even have a cool make-out story to explain it. He was such a loser. He'd finally made a full recovery, and tomorrow was going to be his first day back to school. The only lingering weirdness he was dealing with was the sleepwalking. The doctors didn't have an explanation because mono and sleepwalking weren't linked in any medical journals. The human body sometimes does odd things, his doctor had explained. We can, and do, have different reactions to disease. His mom had scoffed. Different reactions? He woke up in the attic the other night. It was terrifying. His mom hadn't been happy about the medical profession's inability to explain what was wrong. Geez, Mom, I wasn't terrified. It was just, unexpected. It actually had scared the living crap out of him. This was California. They didn't build houses with those big walk-around attics that everybody in the movies and TV seemed to have. Nope, in the Sunshine State, attics were just big enough to crawl around in so that the air conditioner repairman could scoot along and bang on ducts and stuff. Wyatt had been startled awake when he smacked his head on a roof joist. He then tumbled backward and fell onto a large bed of pink fiberglass insulation that lined the attic, and that stuff was itchy. All of his thumping around had been directly over his sister Jeannie's bedroom, and she had started hollering about monsters and serial killers. It had been a very bad night. The doctor prescribed him an over-the-counter sleep aid and handed him a bunch of pamphlets on somnambulism, the fancy word for sleepwalking. The pills helped him drop off to sleep with ease, but didn't stop him from waking up in the kitchen, various closets, the shower, and under his sister's bed. It had gone from an annoying nighttime activity to a scary, maybe he was going insane, fear.